All right. So I have the same ball corner up on the screen of the video I did just a couple days ago on how to model this. So I left it up on the screen, but rather than modeling it with Rhino features, I want to model it with XNurbs features. I have the XNurbs plugin and I really like it, so I figured I'd show you guys if you're interested in possibly buying it. I'm not sponsored by these guys or anything. I purchased my own license and I really like it, but I don't think it's widely adopted. I think it's really good, so let's check it out. I already trimmed and filled or trimmed everything back here, and if you want to see how I did that, you can check out the other video. So if I activate XNurbs, it's here in the side panel, and you can set the continuity for your edges here to contact, tangent, and curvature. We're aiming for curvature here, so let's just start with the first one. I guess I deactivated it. First edge. Now this is a feature that I like already. As soon as you click an edge, it'll tell you if it's contact, G1, tangent, or G2, so that you get that visual feedback immediately to tell you whether it's G1 or G2. Now if you select curves, it'll automatically bump to G1 or G0 because that's the only thing you can get. So now that we have 4 edges selected, we can turn on the preview and here we can see that there's a zebra as well, so you can look in the zebra, and I'll show you that in a little bit more detail as we move forward, but that's really helpful. And here are some of the settings. G0, this slider determines what the positional tolerance is. The farthest to the left is the tightest tolerance, the farthest to the right is the loosest tolerance. In this setting here for my files, it's set below the file tolerance, so I will know that this surface will have no naked edges, so I'll kind of leave it there. And G1, same thing. I think here it's like 0.04 degrees of like tangent continuity. I have it set to this one because if you move it to the left, you'll just increase the control point density. And then these sliders. The quality control one, I'm not sure really what it does. I never see much of a difference there. I've looked into help, but that one is a little unclear to me. And then the flatness control, that changes the shape of what you're getting. I use this a lot. If I'm doing rounds like I'm doing in this case, usually the farther it is to the right, the better it is. So let's just accept that. Now, what's cool about it is that you get a live preview of the zebra stripe. So if we build this next one and we turn on curvature, so we pick our edges, show the preview, you can see here that we have this live preview. And now when we move this slider, you basically get to see the end result, the end surface that you're getting. And if it's all the way to the left, there's a little bit of a dip or a dent that's happening. So we're going to bump it up all the way to the right again, and we're going to say create. And then we have this guy over here, X, select that edge, and you see that because I selected these curves last, it bumped to G0, but you have this visual feedback right in your screen, so you can go like, oh yeah, no, I don't want G0, I want G2. Select the next guy, and then when we select the curves, it bumps to G0, which you can see here as well, and show the preview. Now these, in this case, the UV flow, in this case, it doesn't really make a difference, but you have options here for how these isoparms flow. So there's natural, normal to curve, and align to curve. Because we have a 4-sided patch that is completely bound, it's going to follow those boundaries pretty much exactly. So let's hit accept on that. So now we have almost the whole complete thing filled in. I'm going to add zebras to everything. Okay, so now we have zebras and everything. And this is, we have a trimmed edge here. These are built off curves, but because we have a trimmed edge here that has a high control point density, these surfaces are typically hard to get right. And, you know, I'm sure if you've done any sort of modeling like this, you've banged your head against the wall because you're not getting the continuity that you're shooting for. And that's the beauty here with this preview, I think. So you select this one, we want that G2, yep. And then surface edge, we want that G2, and we want that surface edge, and we want that surface edge. Turn on the preview. And so now we can already see that this is the result that we're getting. And you can see that I've got some pretty nice flow through this ball here. And then, same thing, by playing with this, we can see, what our output result is. And if I do it the loosest, you'll see that we have some wobbles here, probably not what we want. And because we have curvature in all directions, I've just found that 9 out of 10 times, here or here will yield the best results. And, this comes also down to what you personally think looks the best. I think this looks the best. And then with the quality control, there are some minor details sometimes by slowing this around, by moving this around. I think this may have more to do if your input geometry is not great. I usually leave this somewhere in the middle. I don't see a lot of difference either way. But let's hit accept that. So now I created that surface, add that, and now we have, let me hide the curves real quick. Hide. So we've really quickly blended it in with all three of them XNurbs features, and we've got beautiful continuity through everything. I really like it. I use it a lot. It's quite honestly, I try usually multiple different surface modeling techniques to see what yields me the best result. But anytime I start dealing with trimmed surfaces and fills in between, the rounding of stuff like this, I have to say that ever since I've purchased XNurbs and started using it, it's 9 out of 10 times my go-to tool to create blends like this. So with that said, that was a quick video on how to use XNurbs. If you have any videos or if you want me to blend some other stuff together using XNurbs, feel free to let me know in the comments, and then we'll go from there. All right, thanks.